Welcome, people. Welcome. Tony here, hanging out with you from Paradise Garage. What's up? If you guys can quickly type in the chat so I can read everybody out here, where you're tuning in from, where in the world. Maybe we can get some unique place that have never tuned in before. I guess to really do that, we'd have to jump on a different time zone, not the same time all the time. Anyway, also let us know if you are a VIP member or not. Type in the chat VIP. So let's see. I got Mad Max saying, hey, anybody out there? Let's see. Okay, it looks like the stream is live. Looks like the audio is good, right? People got the audio. Christopher Bell, Tony Robert from California, VIP member. Robert Thompson, Eric Diaz, Russ over from Florida Custom Fab. What's up? Lifetime VIP. Danaho Toolbox. Hello, brother and sisters. How are things tonight? VIP from Florida. Mayan, are you Mayan? I've lived in the Maya Riviera for a good amount of time over in Playa del Carmen area. I was in Tulum, that whole area in Mexico. Beautiful area. Very, very beautiful. Arnold Richetti, what's up, fellas? Lifetime VIP, North Carolina. Eric Diaz, I'm not VIP yet. Trying to finish these college classes one more week. Keep chugging along. Keep chugging along. Cool. No, I'm Guatemalan. Okay, that's cool. My brother had a Guatemalan guy. Awesome. So I'm guessing the audio is good. Everything's all good, right? So let's do some Q&A, everybody. But before that, I want to welcome all of our Learn Auto Body and Paint VIP members on the call tonight. You guys are priority. So if there's any newbies, any new Learn Auto Body VIPs that have never been on before, let me know. And then we can get your questions answered. Whatever unique project you're working on, you're confused about the steps, the process, we're here tonight to help you clear the clutter and get through that. So let's go back to our chat here. And again, I'm going to say, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like if you haven't. And if you guys are looking for some awesome spray guns, don't forget to go to Zula.com to check those out. So let's go back to the comments here. And right now is the time you guys are going to want to be doing your questions. Arnold Richetti here is a moderator, so he can also help you out if I miss your question. Arnold has got my back here as well. So thank you so much, Arnold. Robert Thompson says, in painting in cold weather, does the type of heater used to warm a garage, i.e. butane, kerosene, react to the primers and or paint? You know, I don't know about kerosene. I wouldn't think so. As long as you got good ventilation and the whole shop doesn't smell like kerosene, I don't know. You know, butane, no reaction because I've used it before, and you're not going to blow up the garage or anything like that with it. But kerosene, I don't know. And I'm not, I would highly doubt that you're going to get any reactions on the paint just by heating the shop up. You know, just make sure, you know, it doesn't smell and have like a kerosene fumed out garage. You know, make sure you got some ventilation because you're going to need ventilation anyway when you're sucking out that overspray, right? So, oh, you know what, guys? I should do this so you guys can actually see his question. So that's the main thing, you know, and if you got cold air coming in from outside because you're going to be, it's just tough painting in the cold, you know? That's why when I was living in Texas, I basically took 3-4 months break from doing any auto body in the wintertime. And then I started back up, you know, in like April, you know, March, if it was warm in March, April. And then you got the rest, you know, you got a good 8 months of auto body. But, you know, it all depends. If you're doing this as a job, you know, your shop or something, most of the times, you know, if a big industrial shop, they got heaters and everything in there. But if you're doing it, small body shop and you got a little shop and you're doing it, you just got to warm it up and work with what you got. And I'm not, I think you'll be fine. Okay, so let's see. Mayan says, what type of hose do you recommend? I found a Harbor Freight called Diablo for 15. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see if we can find Diablo hose reel. That says hose reel. 3/8 by 50 feet. That's fine. It looks like it comes with the whole reel and all, but that's what you're looking for. 3/8. Okay. And that's pretty much it. 3/8. 3/8 is the hose you want. I like Goodyear as far as the brand because they last a very long time. Some hose after, 4, 5, 6 months from the heat and the cold, not even in Hawaii. So, I had a few times where we had some cheap hoses laying around, but they start to pocket and air bubble out and they blow up every once in a while. So, cheap hose, sometimes they blow out, and that's the word. The last thing you want is a hose blowing out. So double check your hose before painting, because the last thing you want is you're painting and you got like a air bubble on your thing here and it just blows out while you're clear coating or whatever, right? That's like the worst thing. Base, not too bad because you could always fix base before you move on to the clear coat stage. But for me, I like the Goodyear hose. Goodyear makes a very good air hose. Okay, let's go back to the chat here. Santos Rojas, I have a question. When I sprayed my primer on the repaired area, I noticed the next day where I applied it, the repaired are, it's kind of like an incomplete sentence. I don't know. Christopher Bell says, any issue shooting body and paint on brake calipers, or are they going to run too hot and burn it? No, you could use regular paint. You could use regular base coat clear coat. You're not going to kill it. I've done it a good few times and never had issues. And the other thing is you could use a high heat paint, like somebody just said that. Somebody said use a high heat paint. Florida Custom Fab said that. So you can use a rattle can high heat paint, but honestly, any acrylic enamel paint, that shit, heat is not going to kill it. I mean, your brakes are not going to get that hot. Your pads probably get hot. Your rotors get hot. But the calipers itself, you're not really, it gets hot, but it's not going to burn the paint off. It's not that hot to affect the paint. So you could go with regular base coat clear coat. You could go with single stage, or you can go with the high heat paint. If you want more options for color, you're going to want to go with some sort of synthetic acrylic enamel paint, single stage, or you can just go base coat clear coat. And if you're going to go base coat clear coat, I would prime it. Throw a 2K primer on it and get it going. Is that Zula Cell on yet? I think the Zula Cell is launching tomorrow. Tomorrow for about a week. I don't think it's on yet now. Let me see. No, the cell's not on. It should be live tomorrow, I believe, for about a week. It's going to go past Black Cyber Monday. Okay, so let's see here. Arnold Ricchetti answered a question. Okay. Somebody says here, can I use JP202 over the cheap lacquer from auto parts stores? I have to redo my paint. So if everybody doesn't know what JP202 is, it's basically a 2K filler primer by Shopline. Yes, you can, but I would make sure you sand that cheap lacquer, okay? And then sand it really good, with like anywhere from 150 to 220, give or take. And what's up, Jeff? And what did I say? What am I talking about here? Oh, when you spray it, spray light coats first to make sure you don't get any chemical reaction. If it starts kind of getting chemical reaction, then just slow down a bit, dust it, and just cover it lightly, lightly, lightly. Don't just put, the fastest way to get a chemical reaction or any kind of paint problems if you just load the paint on right away. Like that's kind of, you don't want to do that. Okay. And you don't want to load the paint on no matter what you're doing anyway. Even if you had, sealer on it and it's perfectly fine, you're not going to have any chemical reactions. You still don't want to load your paint on the first coat, right? You're putting like a medium coat on, and then the second coat is a little bit more heavier, medium wet coat on. That's for single stage. Base coat, pretty much you could go medium coats, two coats, or 3 coats. Hopefully that helps. All right, Santos says, I have a question. When I spray my primer on the repaired area, I noticed the next day that it shows like a map all around it. I'm applying my first coat too heavy and not letting it dry. You might be laying it on too heavy, Santos. When you're saying it looks like a map, I'm thinking of like biting in certain areas and chemical reaction. I would go lighter, like I just said, sand it all off. It doesn't have to be totally sanded off. If you're using a 2K filler primer, just get it flat, with like 220, 240. And then I would just put a couple of light coats on, let it dry, put some more coats on, and let it dry. You shouldn't have reactions like that. Okay, Bissal Shire, what should be the size of the DA sander and the buffer for a motorcycle project, and what brand company do you recommend? DA sander, I use a standard 6-inch on everything I do, pretty much. 6-inch DA orbital. I have a Kovacs one they gave me. It's a good one. Advantage makes a good DA sander. And these kind of tools, like once you get them, they last you a very long time. You can have them for over 10 years. So, DeWalt has a few brands. There's Chicago Pneumatic if you want to go cheaper. Advantage, like I said. What's the other? Hutchins is a very expensive brand. If you like Hutchins, I don't know. It's an expensive brand, but it's a good product as well. So yeah. Ralph says, what's your recommended PSI for clear coat and base coat? Also, any tips on mixing Rustoleum base paint? Do I have to use paint thinner or acetone? You could use acetone to reduce it down a little bit. Or paint thinner, either or. They both work. I've done it in the past. And honestly, Ralph, if Rustoleum really sucks, I would go with a regular single stage enamel. If you want to go with the single stage, ditch the Rustoleum, get a good acrylic single stage paint that you could use, and go it that way. Use an automotive paint. Rustoleum, now they're kind of tweaking their brand to kind of sell automotive types of paints, but it's not really like a good automotive paint, recommended PSI for clear coat is around 28, 29, maybe 30, 28, 29, 30 PSI trigger pulled. So when your trigger is pulled, right, you're going to check your gauge and it's going to say 28, 29, 30. Base coat, 26, 27, 25, 26, 27, in that area with base coat. Okay, that's where you want to be at. And you're always going to shoot something before to check your spray pattern, make sure it's good. My nose is itchy, sorry. Okay, so hopefully that helped, Ralph. Thank you for answering. In Hawaii, what are you using to treat the metal? It seems to flash and rust really fast. Do I just accept that there would be small amounts of rust under the sealer? No. Sand it down and you can go over it with an epoxy primer followed by 2K. If you let it sit overnight, in Hawaii, if you let it sit outside overnight, you will get surface rust. So You're going to want, and not all the time, it depends on the shop. Sometimes you have a good shop that's pretty much sealed off from outside. You don't get as much. But if you're working, in a moist area, you're going to get surface rust. Okay. So do panel by panel, But most times, if you're doing a complete project, get it all sanded down, because you could go over a whole car within a couple hours and have it bare metal. Like if it was already sanded and maybe you left it for a week and then you got like surface rust on it, you could go over the whole car with new sandpaper in the same day and prime the whole thing in one day. Like it's a good 6, 7 hour, maybe 8 hour day for you, 2-3 hours, sanding the whole thing down again, blowing it off, cleaning it, and then putting your epoxy prime on it takes you an hour and 15 minutes, right? So it's really not hard to get a whole complete car done in a day as far as priming it, getting, sanding the metal down and priming it. Jeff says, can you explain the fast, medium, and slow reducers? Always afraid when coming back where I started spraying it gators. Should I use slow reducer or does it depend on temperature? Had this problem a few times with my Camaro when clearing. Okay, so here is the overall idea when it comes to fast, medium, and slow. Okay. Of course, it depends on your ambient temperature, whatever the temperature is, but normally we are painting, a good painting temperature range is from 70 to 90 degrees. Okay. That's like acceptable. It's a good range. Okay. 85 is even better. Okay. But just keep in mind that slow reducers are good because they allow your paint to flow out. It gives your clear coat time to flow out after you lay it. So slow is the best for complete paint jobs. Okay, no matter what you're doing, slow is the best. Okay, medium is if you're in a little colder environment, like maybe you're on the borderline of painting in 65 to 70, maybe 73, 74, 65 to 75 in that area. You could use a medium to kind of get it to set up a little quicker. Okay. And then fast, you would only use fast for like touch-ups. Okay. It doesn't matter whatever touch-up, temperature you're working in. You could be working in, 65, it's not 65. Let's just say 70, 80, 90. You're going to be using a fast if you're doing just a fender. Okay. And like a customer's coming down tonight to pick the car up. You want to get the fender painted and done. And it's like, 3 p.m. He's coming at 7 o'clock to pick the car up. Use a fast. This way it'll be dry like within an hour after you paint. He's not going to be able to lean on it, but he'll be able to drive it home and it'll be okay. And if some bugs stick on it while he drives home or whatever, the next morning you guys can sand it up and buff it. Okay. That's the overall idea. Hopefully, that kind of gives you, an overall picture of it. But medium you could do, medium you could use, but if you're doing a complete in your average paint temperature range, 75 to 90, then you're definitely going to want to use a slow. So there you go. Okay. So let's see what else we got. When shooting 2K primer with a 1.7 tip, high volume, low pressure on a 20-gallon compressor, what complication would I run into? The only complication you would run into is running out of air volume from your compressor. You're using a high volume, low pressure, which eats up a lot of volume. You got a 1.7 tip, which is a big, it's not huge, but it's a big tip. You're going to have a lot of primer coming out of it, a lot of volume coming out of it, and you got a small air compressor. So the only thing is just take your time. You might have to play catch up, do a fender, wait 3 minutes, do the door, wait 3 minutes until it catches up. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to just die out and be spraying at 10 pounds or 8 pounds. You know what I mean? And run out. And typically when you're spraying primers, you're going to be spraying at about anywhere from 22, 23, 24, 25 psi. You know, you're not really spraying primer at a high pressure. Okay. You know, you could even spray primer if you're doing like little door jams in little areas. You could be at like 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 psi. Okay. It's not primer is not made to atomize and to really get like a fine, like you're laying on clear coat. Primer is meant to just put on. You know, you could put primer on with a paintbrush, you know, but that's not the way to, you know, there are primers that you can do with a paintbrush like that. But if we're using a spray gun, what's up, Gavin? What's up, Gavin? What's up, Gavin? Well, it seems like Arnold is replying with the same exact things. Like Arnold's replying, and yeah, Arnold's replying about this pretty much the same answers I'm giving. All right. Yeah, I have to look for an air compressor soon as well. Like I don't have anything yet set up here. But we are, you know, we are getting there, and hopefully soon we will be set up at the shop. And when we do, things are going to get a lot more exciting, you know, instead of these videos like this, kind of boring. But you know, as long as I'm here and I can help out, clear things out. You guys liking this so far? Is this kind of helping everybody out a little bit? Let me know. Hit the like button if you haven't yet on Facebook and also on YouTube. Hit the like button. Cool. Okay, so with that being said, let's just drop a couple links here for all you newbies who's never been on before. I'm going to send you a link. You know, once we do these, once we have like real bodywork time, real sessions, it's going to be a lot more fun because we're going to do like live like body work with my other camera. There's no sense of hooking that up now because I got, you know, it doesn't matter right now. Tony, I live in Vegas. During the summer, my garage gets to about 100 degrees. Does anyone make extra slow reducer for clear coat? Man, I've never heard of extra slow reducer, but I've heard of slow. If you could rent a spray booth, you might want to rent a spray booth in a temperature controlled shop where they could, you know, where it's at least 80 degrees in there, 80, 85. That'll be better for your paint to flow out. You know, painting in 100, I've done it in Texas and I haven't had any issues, you know, using a slow. If you're painting, you're pretty much, you're okay. 100 degrees is like borderline. It's going to dry quick. It'll dry quick. You know, within an hour, that sucker will be pretty hard. Tamco makes an extra slow, so you might want to look into Tamco Clear Coat. Florida Custom Fab said. Eric Wood, new paint job or color change. How would you prep? I actually have. Eric Woods, are you a VIP member? If not, go here, put your email in to get that free training. In the 85-page auto body manual guide, there's going to be info on that topic. There's actually a lot of info in that guide with links to the blog and to extra videos and stuff that you can learn from, because it's going to be a little too much for me to break all that down right now, okay? Because you're going to have to look at the article and the videos. So go there. What's up, Ellen Hatcher, VIP, Maryland here. Hello, all. What's up, Master Tony? Paint and auto body professor. Barry, thank you. Barry White, thank you. Barry Ladd. Okay, cool. So let's pretty much kick it off for Q&A right now. I'm going to pop a link if you guys are looking for some great spray guns. Don't forget Zula.com. You can pick up those cool Atom spray guns like the one I have here. This is the high volume, low pressure version of the X27. And Atom spray guns, all of them come with the Gun Bud ultra lighting system. So you could literally paint like a boss and see, you could paint in total darkness with this thing. Super cool. Chrome is high volume, low pressure, and the matte finish is the low volume, low pressure for those of you with smaller compressors, or if you're looking for a good clear coat gun, get the low volume, low pressure -MP, which is medium pressure, low pressure. Okay, and then this is the high volume, low pressure. Good for base coats, spraying metallics. This is also good for single stage painting as well. And, you know, the low volume is good for single stage as well. So just kind of putting this out there for you guys. What else? Mayan says, I bought a 2K primer with medium activator. I live in Florida. Temperature is pretty high here. Do I need to buy this low? I think you'll be okay with medium in Florida. When you're saying temperature high, what are you looking at? I mean, Florida is like what, 85, 90? It's not even 90 now, I bet. So you should be fine. You should be fine. I would say you're fine because it doesn't matter. Like I said, primer doesn't need to go on glossy. As long as you're spraying and you're getting it on, you know, panel by panel, you're fine. You know, you're not laying on primer to have it really flow out like clear coat. So a medium, you should be fine with a medium. I usually use a medium reducer as my general for primers anyway. I very rarely use a slow. For primers, I use medium. All right. Okay, cool, guys. So yeah, Ellen, I would love to see pictures of your truck, your project. Be sure to document it and send it in to us, Tony, at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. And we would love to see your truck. I had to do my van. I told you guys I got a Chevy Express van maybe a month ago now. And it started running like crap like a week ago, like missing and like running like crap. And the guy I bought it from, he says, once in a while it starts running funny. He says, I think it's the fuel, but it just felt like ignition to me, you know? So I got a cap, distributor cap, rotor, what else did I get? Plugs and wires. And I just did all that. It was a pain in the butt. I had to take the tires off to get underneath to get the plugs out. But anyway, did it, started up, cranked on the first shot, runs beautiful. I'm so happy. So it definitely needed a tune-up. I did the oil change last week. So I'm happy. I'll send the video, Tony, with the journey. Just got the dusky fender back on. Awesome. I'm excited to see that project. So the Chevy Express, we're going to be custom painting it. I don't know what color yet. I'm basically waiting till we get on the property, you know, where we have more space and be able to take some good footage and all that. So I'm kind of on hold right now for body projects. You know, I figured, hey, let's get set up at Paradise Garage first, set the shop up, and then we can start kicking butt there. You know, there's no sense of just doing it half-assed now. So it is what it is, guys. You guys know the story. Tony, are there limits when sending pictures of our projects? I have another on the way to you. Send it over. There's no limits. Keep sending it, Gavin, because what we're going to do shortly is we're going to gather all those pictures and we're going to put it in the VIP carousel on the website. So, you know, on the blog, so people can scroll through them and see them as well. Like we didn't get a chance to add yours and many others that's been coming in over the past month or two. But when we update it, we will add all of your guys' projects and show it to the world. Okay, super cool. Oh, Ellen Hatcher says, love my gun bud. Used it to take out a splinter in my fingernail. Even a winter use for gun bud when it's too cold to paint. You're hilarious. Did you get that with a gun, Ellen, or did you just buy a gun bud separately? Curious. since we are pretty much done with the Q&A, how many of you guys in here are playing with cryptocurrency? Have you guys been hearing about it, like family members or friends or your neighbor, anybody talking about crypto? Because we haven't seen crypto prices this bullish and this high since way back in 2017, the last time it was going crazy. Curious how many people in here are invested in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, you know, like those coins. Anybody in here like crazy like me into these things? Yes, Ellen, it's the blue Facebook SUV that I posted on Facebook as well. Just kind of curious. Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? I don't think so, Arnold. I don't think so, man. I don't know about that, dude. Crypto is going up. You guys should have bought months ago. Any tips for moving up bumper jobs? What does that mean? Any tip? Let me post this. Any tips for moving up from bumper jobs? Kind of hard with not that much experience. Want to start making more money so I can move out. So Alex the Don, I would say, is put your pants on. You know, don't be afraid to get dirty. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and just do it. You know, just do it. If you're doing bumper jobs, okay, and the jobs are coming out okay, they're coming out, you're getting it done, right? Just do it. Just tackle your next complete paint job. Because if you could paint a bumper, you could paint the rest of the car. I mean, guys, come on. It's just making up your mind saying, look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. You know, that's pretty much the biggest hurdle is your own lack of confidence. So if you're doing bumper jobs, just do it. Look, I give a free guide. I don't know if you're a VIP. Alex the Don, I have if you go here and put your email in, there is a PowerPoint video that I made that, I'm pasting Zula links. Hold on. There is a PowerPoint video that I made that goes in depth on how much to charge and how to make money from auto body jobs. So like I go over, hey, complete paint job. This is how much materials it's going to cost you, right? This is how much paint you're going to use. This is how much you could potentially charge, you know, painting a hood and fender touch-up job. This is how much paint you're going to use. This is how much you could potentially charge. Okay, this is your cost. $150 a material. This is how much you can charge. You know, $450 to $650, depending on if you're painting a Toyota Corolla or a Mercedes or BMW, right? You're going to charge more depending on the brand of the vehicle as well. Okay, that's just, it is what it is. That's just how it is, right? So go there, put your email in, and we have training for you that you can check out. And if you're interested, you want to learn more, check out VIP as well. Okay, there's a lot of content like this in VIP as well. We need a gun bud party. Gun buddy party, Christopher. Alex the Don, prep is the hardest and you're already doing that. You should be fine. Don't second guess, go for it. You gotta be willing to take a chance, make mistakes, because the only way you're gonna learn and get better is by making mistakes. Okay, so make mistakes, learn from it. The quicker you learn from your mistake, the next job you do, you're going to be better. You know, you could improve yourself 100% every time. So you do that, you do 5, 10 complete paint jobs, man, you're on your way. I'm telling you, do 3, 4 paint jobs complete, you're pretty much on your way. And if they come out pretty good, you're pretty much, you're good. Just keep going. Florida Custom Fab says going through the VIP course will give you confidence. Thank you. That is a very, very nice comment. And for those of you who are new, I'm just going to drop a link to VIP right here. I can provide the wine. You guys are hilarious. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I will see you Thursday, same time, Thursday evening. The weeks are moving fast. Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving. Oh my God. Am I going to be, you know what? Maybe we will cancel Thursday. I forgot. Well, let's cancel Thursday because I'm going to be with my family and all as well. I'm going to cancel Thursday. We're going to come on Friday night instead. Okay, this week, Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. Thursdays, we're gonna cancel. Okay. So thank you, Jeff Schubert. Tony, you are correct. Learn from your mistakes to better yourself. I learned a lot. Every time I paint, I learn what not to do again. Eric Diaz, hopefully by Thursday I get my gun, and by December 1st I become VIP. Awesome, Eric. Can't wait to see you in VIP. So, Arnold, thank you so much for being on. Private message me later, please. I want to talk to you about something quick. Just hit me up on IG or whatever. And let's see. Yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Ellen Hatcher, Keith Wilson, Christopher Bell, Morgan Van Dyke, Gavin, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Russ. Who else? Who else is on here? Got a lot of people in here. Eric Diaz, thank you. Mayan, thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I'll see you guys Friday night, not Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. Okay? What's up, Nick? Cheers. Peace out. See you guys Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I was going to say Central. Eastern time. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. Cheers. Happy Turkey Day, everybody, as well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, because I'm not going to be talking to you, I guess. So happy Thanksgiving. Cheers, guys.